Hi everyone, it's Maggie, and it's been a while. I think it's been a month since I've done a video. Um, I hadn't been crafting. I ended up with, I think, the worst block I've ever had since I started making videos and crafting and that. And I don't know why. Maybe I just needed a break or something, but there were days I didn't feel like crafting. There were days I would come and sit down and try to make something, and just nothing looked right to me. So I had to let it go for a while. So, anyways, this is a project share. I finally was able to make something. um, Last week, I had put together a small fabric book, and well, you can't really see the base of it. I think yeah, I do. Hold on one second here. So last week I made the base, and then I started another one, but this is as far as I got. And I used um, the same, I don't even know what you'd call it. I know it's vintage, and it came from what I believe is a tablecloth. And so that's what this is made of. And I cut out two pieces, and then I cut out another two, and I put some muslin in the middle, and excuse me, and that's how I made the base. And I think I have videos, tutorials and all that to make a fabric base, and I did use this on at least one or two other fabric books that I made in the past. So that being said, here is the finished piece, and I'll go over exactly what I did. It's a fabric book of pockets. There's a pocket on each page inside, and it's for laces and whatever else I want to put in here. Laces, appliques, doilies, trims, that type of thing. I just decided that that's what I was going to make, to try to get back into crafting. And I didn't actually have as hard a time as I thought I would once I got going. Once I realized what I was going to do, make it into pockets, then I could go from there. And I went back to some of my, basics when I, not first started crafting, but at least a few years ago, things I was doing and things I was using. So anyway, this is the front cover, and I'll bring it up a little closer. Now, it's also a design team project for Crafty Me Shop, and that's on Facebook. There'll be a link to the Facebook group because that's the only place you can buy all the trims and appliques and that I used in this. And most everything is Crafty Me Shop. When it isn't, I will let you know. But let me open it up this way, and then you can see. So on the front and back cover, I took a piece of what is a runner, a doily runner, and that's what this is. And it was handmade by a friend's. I forget if she told me it was her grandmother or her great grandmother, and she gifted me a lot of handmade doilies from her because her children didn't want them. They were sitting in a a box up in her attic, and she found them when her and her husband decided to downsize to a condo, and asked if I wanted them. And so, and I do have a video showing some of them, but then she came back with a second small bag of them. She works with my daughter in the dental office my daughter works in, and I was just so thankful for them. They're just absolutely beautiful, and um, there's no stains, there's no discoloration. Everything's just perfect. And I did ask her, I did, say, what I do with these, right? She said, yes, do whatever you want with them. So I cut it up. So, anyways, that's what I put on the front cover. The inside pages, I left them as is, like this, because like I said, they're pockets, and they're basically going to be covered up once I start sticking laces inside. Now here on the front cover, this image here is from a kit from Odelsina Anne, and she's also on Crafty Me Shop design team, but she does make digitals, and she had one all children musical, using musical instruments, and I just love this image. Let me bring it up a little closer. And so I decided to use that. And I just surrounded it with 2 appliques, flowers. It was all one large applique at one time, and there were other pieces to it, but I didn't like them, so I cut them off. But anyways, right here, these 3 here, I fussy cut, and then these 3 here with the leaves, I fussy cut. And then I added some of these little flowers here that you can see right here, and those came from, this was a large applique, and I cut out all those little flowers in the middle. I'll probably use this as a frame at some point, just cut out the rest of the netting. I'll have to fussy cut, but that's no problem. So that's where those are, or came from. And then I also, I started layering. I started with the appliques, then I went with the flowers, and then I went into my box of, and I'll show you my clay flowers. I haven't used these in a long time, and I used to use them on all my projects that had to do with flowers and crafts and that. So these are my clay flowers, and I used, let's see, I used some of these roses and some of these, just to show you how tiny they are. That's how tiny that is. That there. And what else did I use? Oh, and then I used, and I'll show you them when I bring it up. Yeah, I'll have to bring it up close again. And these little white flowers here. I don't know why, if I'm not coming out clear, because I checked this autofocus is off. I can see that it's off. I'm not sure why. I hope this works out, or I'm going to end up having to do the video again. So anyway, let me bring it up close, and you can see, like, here's the tiny pink clay flowers. Here's the larger roses there. Yeah, it does seem a little blurry. What else did I use? Oh, and then I had 3 of these. They're acrylic, but I thought they were pretty. And because I wanted to keep it more or less neutral colors. But I did want some color in the actual cover of it. So anyway, all right, so that's the cover. And then you open it up for the first 2 pages. And then here's the pockets here and in here. And I used two different embroidered trims. This one here, this one here. And then in the middle of the flowers, you can see there, on this side I added these here. And they're sequins and little tiny pearl beads. And then on this side, these are little velvet flowers with a little pearl in the middle that I put in the middle of these flowers here that you can see. So that's the first two pages. And then I added a trim just around the rough edges of the pockets. So there's this trim on this one. And then here's the middle two pages. And I just added black back pearls in the middle of these four flowers here. This one and this one. And then I added this. I just got in my Crafty Me Shop haul from, I think it was last week or the week before, I forget. But it's just a tiny little trim with pearls. And you can see. And I forgot to show you on this one, I used this trim here. And then this trim here. Okay, and then there's the pearl trim. And then I got, because I didn't think it looked right with just the four flat back pearls, I got out, and I've done this before, once before on a project. I think it was just a tag though. I'm not sure. But this is another Crafty Me Shop trim. I love this trim. Whoops, wait a minute. Okay, so here's the trim, and it's a kind of a dangle trim, and you can see all these flowery dangles. So what I did with that is I cut them and I turned them upside down. Well, I should show you again so you can see. Okay, here's, just bear with me here. I haven't done this in a while. Okay, so here it is, as a regular trim. But if you turn it around and lay it down, to me it looks like flowers in a garden. So what I did was I didn't want to just do them all the way across. So I cut pieces of them and I put them in between. Like here's some here and here and here and here. And one thing I learned was now I didn't decide to do that obviously till I had already put the pages together. But if I had thought ahead of time what I was going to do, I would have done all this before I attached this, the pockets. It would have been much easier because I had to use different pieces to stick under there, so when I glued them, it didn't stick to the back page. So yeah, it was a process, but I love how it turned out. So let me get it up a little closer so you can see. So yeah, I was happy. I was so happy with this. And it just seemed the more I went, the easier it got back into it. So I think my block hopefully is gone. And then here's the last two pages, and they're the same as the front two, just the opposite. because I did the pages before, and see, here's the same, before I glued them together. So there's the last 2 pages. And then there's the back. I just need to glue that down. I forgot. So yeah, so that's it. And I guess I could just kind of show you what it would look like. Let me get some scraps here. So I would just, I'll just be adding some different trims. Here's a trim here. This one I would probably, if I was using this, I'd put it in upside down like that. And I would make sure it goes down further. And then like for appliques, here's an applique. Put that in there. And it's just to give you an idea what it looks like if there's, if there's things in there. Here's a piece of one. That's kind of a large one. So that could go in there. So yeah, so that's what the pages would look like if I, put things in the pockets. So, okay, that's it. Not too bad. So maybe 17, 18 minutes by the time I say goodbye. But yeah, if you'd like, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. The comments are really helpful, good or bad, as long as it's what's the word for it? I can't think of the word that I want. As long as it's not like mean or something, it would be helpful. So yeah, I think I'm at the end. It's almost like, okay, how do I get out of this now? Because it's been a while. I almost wasn't sure if I could remember how to make the video. I'm thinking I'll go through StreamYard. Nope, I don't go through StreamYard. I go through my webcam. Okay. All right, enough babbling. If you're still watching, thank you so much. And I'm going to say goodnight, and I hope to see you again soon with another project share. So I'll just say bye for now.